125th, Brooklyn, Atlanta, Orlando, Indianapolis, Houston, and now,
Yeah.
Black Ink Radio.
You can tell, COINTEL, my clique has never failed. My boat has never sunk, my ship has never sailed. My hope is never shaken, my spirit is never broken. My legs are never open, my words will always be quoted. My vision is focused. Tell the POTUS I don't trust him, he'll never be noticed. I think it's time that I put you all on notice. I'm the one, David Ruffin, I'll never be Otis. If I did it, then it better work. The music industry hates me cause I'll never twerk. I'm in a different world, each verse brings the metaverse. Optometrist, I change vision like the Oculus. Watch me fly over metropolis. Tell all the populace, rise from sarcophagus. No hypothesis, I see apocalypse. My highness disciple speaks like a prophetess. We got him light. We got him light. Yeah. We got him light. Tell the people we coming through and we got them light. It's they love from the west, coming strong, Cali's best. We got them light. Tell the people we coming through and we got them light.
See, I done came from the bottom. I usually choose peace, today we choose violence. And they don't really know what to do. And I'ma keep banging the truth. Lyrically impeccable, irrepressible spectacle. I could turn a vegetable into an intellectual. My ancestors celestial, go beyond the skeleton. Fact checking these rappers, none of these credible. If it don't apply to the fly, it's a hypothetical. It's just the type of that you kicking is unacceptable. If you're not helping me grow, I'm just not available. I want the whole left side of a decimal, incredible. I ain't even hardly reached my pinnacle. Jump in the cypher and turn it into a festival. Bang on the gang till the game need medical. I'ma keep grinding till the it's unpreventable. Middle finger, you haters, so that'll be unprofessional. We are just not compatible. I am too undetectable. Put the pedal, the metal here in your mental. My pen penetrating your sensory. You looking terrible. Whoa, whoa, all I see is green light bulbs. East New York, Brooklyn, let it go. My light might be an iPhone. Third eye, I see the rival. See my arrival.
We got him light. We got him light. Yeah. We got him light. Tell the people we coming through and we got him light.
It's that nigga from the east, East New York. We run the streets.
We got him light. Tell the people we coming through and we got him light.
You know. We the creme de la creme. They give us accolades, but that's God working through us. We send praises up to him. Brotherhood tight, sisterhood tight, nation building, team players. We all shooting in the gym. Got the guys with me, got the FOI with me. If we gotta go to war, then we fighting to the death. Not a betting man, but if I was, and you ask me who I put my money on, you know I'm putting it on them. Come through, they gotta respect, they gotta tip they hat. Don't disrespect our women, word bond, we'll kill for that. In the field, working with bullets, fly like we in Iraq. I do this for the family, I rap, but this way deeper than rap. Stand up, solid soldiers with me, we don't back though. I don't deal with milk toast brothers like I'm lactose. Every time I come in first, they act like they was rooting for me. Whole time I know they wanted me to come in last though. La ilaha illallah, Muhammad Rasulallah. If it wasn't for you, I know I wouldn't have made it through Allah. Grant me protection on this mission that I pursue Allah. I know with you behind me, there ain't nothing that I can't do Allah. You know.
We got him light. We got him light. Yeah. We got him light. Tell the people we coming through and we got him light.
It's GC from the shot. FOI till I die.
We got him light. Tell the people we coming through and we got him light. It's ain't love.
Peace and blessings, people. It's the girl High Heels, not for the shoes, but for the healing of energy, the teleportation of higher vibrations. You are now listening to Oracle Connect on Black Ink Radio.
Yes.
Hey.
Yep.
So today I have one of my favorites on with me for the 8-8 portal. I'm gonna let you introduce yourself because I sometimes start introducing people, then I feel like I took your whole intro and you.
It's alright. Say what you know.
I was just gonna
say
go
with the flow.
The master numero 20.
Numero 20. ¿Cómo
King
está?
Simon.
Yeah. Period.
Hey.
I might bring a period down every now and then, but that's just me and my craziness. You know, that's just me and my crazy.
Hey, this one right here, I'm gonna tell y'all. So when I first met him, I'm like, oh, he's so sweet. Look at
Boy,
this timing. Then I get on his show and I'm like, okay, hold on. This one
Who is that alter ego? You know, my girl Beyonce got Sasha Fierce. I got King Simon, Simon Temple. I got all kinds of names for my past.
Yes, okay, look.
Woo.
So let everybody know who you are, where you come from, what you do, all of that.
Oh man, so we big up. First of all, I want to thank Black Ink Radio, Mo in the building, all these beautiful people. My son's in the building, of course. You, High Heels. Give them a round of applause. Give them some round of applause. Come on, give them some clapping. Come on. I'm not new to this. I'm true to this. I'm gonna help y'all out with this one. And I go back, of course, as a promoter in New York. I ran SOB's nightclub, Irving Plaza, did shows in Palladium, Madison Square Garden. We did a lot of shows. I've been on every major stage throughout New York City, except the Barclay, because it was building after I retired from that. But I used to promote every party. The only party I never promoted is a gay party. And no offense, I just don't. That's just not my thing. I just period. Thank you. You got period in my head. That's right. Period. But I've done the pajama parties, the swing parties. I've done the strip shows. I've done a lot of stuff in my life. And I was born in a nightclub, but my father opened up a nightclub the year that I was born in 1967. 1967. I ain't got no problem saying my age, because hey, I'm 55 and I'm now in my second childhood.
Oh wow, that was the year my mom was born in 1957. I never realized.
She born 67?
I thought you said 57.
I'm not 57.
Oh.
She trying to put 10 years. See, that's Dennis Brown's birthday, February 1st, 1957. But I'm knowing. And I'm born the same day as Rick James. No.
Oh wow, really?
Period. Yes.
Oh, okay. This explains it all.
No, my son's born same day as Usher. He born the same day as Bob Marley. So we got a lot of crazy connections.
There's a lot of energy. Man.
Y'all know, but I also do numbers. I've been in the Nation. I've done security, all kinds of stuff. I've been down there. I did security for Tupac back in the day. After he got shot the first time, I want to let y'all know that I was in the hospital with him right there at his door because they hired us, the Nation of Islam, at that time for like 48 hours. I was with Pac from the courtrooms, all of that. From the Jasmine Guy's house, and Jada was there. Everybody was there at the hospital. So I've been around this. I've been doing a lot in my life, and it's just I even wrote a book about it. So
like here you go.
Here I go. Got to tell like it. I'm just saying. All right, so I'm having fun.
I love it. Well, so I do want to say a little bit of something before we get started. So last week I had to take a week off the show. I had to cancel. And it was just because I had completely hit a wall. Like, I was exhausted. And so I just want to say this because I feel like I'm in a room of people who facilitate life.
Yes.
And when I say that, I mean, like, we're curators, we are hosts, we are musicians, all of that. So we are facilitating people's lives. And we constantly get into this place of going and going. Living for other people. But it is so important for us to take a moment for ourselves. So, I mean, because even if I know, like, yeah, there were people texting, like, where your show at? Like, what you doing? But, no, I had to go home. I had to lay down. And with us facilitators of life, it's so important for us to stop and control time. And so when I was thinking about this Lionsgate portal today, I was thinking about time. And how we really can control our perception of time. Our time. Like, I was a little late today. I wanted to be here at 7:30. I got here at 7:39. Didn't mean I was rushing because I'm not about to sit here and rush. I feel like when we slow down, we speed up. Whenever we rush, you know how you rush around and then you grabbing stuff and you're in a fluster and then you put your key down and now you don't know where your key is. Now you put your phone down, you don't know where your phone is. If you had just been calm and chill throughout the moment and let yourself just be late, you would have gone at a faster time. So all that to say that, yes, I missed last week. You know, for the people that hit me up, you know, thank you for being people that was like caring and stuff. But we facilitate in life, you know, and we got to make sure that we take our time for pause for the cause.
That's right.
But
period. Don't forget about period. Okay, all right. I need a period. Point blank and period. That's right.
So when we got to your history, where you are, where you come from, I brought you on because of the numbers, right? What got you into numerology?
My Cuban grandmother, because my family is from Cubano and Jamaica, but my grandmother used to have, whom they've met before she passed on when they was younger, but what's so funny is that she used to have one of those old school, the boxes of cards. Everybody had these box of cards for every little holiday and everything. And she used to always be able to mail out cards and make sure it reached to their house at that time of their birthday. And I always wondered, Mother, Grandma, what? She used to tell us to go to the mailbox and all that. Yeah, because me want this card to get over here at this time right now, and you have to put it in the mail now so it can get to the house and get to Canada and get to Jamaica, and the money I forget. So she used to go with it. So, being that I was watching her and paying attention to her, she was the one that made me know the importance of birthdays. You might not know somebody's names, but you say their birthday, you remember. Yeah, I don't know your name, but I know your birthday.
Right.
Once y'all tell me my birthday, I might not remember none of y'all names, but I'll know your birthday because it just resonated with me. And then as I grew, I went into the 5% Nation, of course, in New York. That was very prominent back in those days. I was in the 5%. Me and Dougie Fresh went to Martin Luther King High School back in the day, banging on the tables, doing our thing, and that's where I got enlightened in the Martin Luther King High School back in the day. And matter of fact, come to find out, my man Mr. G, he used to go to Martin Luther King too, the one who wrote Dr. Sabi's book. So we're all connected in so many ways. Yes. And then from there, I got kicked out of Martin Luther King for smoking weed and fighting security. That was just what it is, period. So we was doing what we had to do.
Right.
I was bored because sometimes being taught by Europeans, they just bore you in school.
Yes.
And I dropped out of high school, had to go to Erasmus Hall where I met Shaggy. Shaggy and I went to school. Will Downing Jr. was in school with us at that time, the singer. And so all of us was there, and then again I got caught up in security and being bored. And because the European world really don't know how to teach us properly. So the mathematics moved from the 5% going into these different high schools, and then when I got kicked out and had to take my GED, I said to my cousin, cuz from Canada, big up to Shireen. She is Susie Q, the disco diva from back in the day. I'll give y'all that story because entertainment been in my family. On my mother's side is Susie Q, the disco diva, who was big back in those days. And on my father's side is Grace Jones. That's his cousin.
I love her.
So, that's their family on that side. They used to call her Gracie in Spanish Town, Jamaica, back in the day. So moving forward, what happened is when I went to Erasmus, I got kicked out for carrying a box cutter and fighting security, but I was going to work. That's why I had the box cutter, but they didn't want to hear it. They smacked the hell out of me and told me to get the hell out. Had to go take my GED. From there, I told my cousin in Canada, Susie Q, I said, look, if I keep on doing what I'm doing, hanging out with these friends, smoking weed and doing the madness, jumping out of buses, robbing people and doing the craziness, I said, I'm either going to go to jail or I'm going to die. And that's when I chose to leave my mother's house at 16, 17, ran away, actually, because I was already packed. She didn't even know I was packed. And I ran to Jamaica, West Indies. I took my Shahada as a Muslim on the Ansar Allah community, which y'all call the Nuwaubian today. Y'all call the Nuwaubian today Dr. York, Imam Isa back in those days. I took my Shahada, went to Jamaica, stayed in Jamaica for 6 months till I was 18 and ready to move into the Ansar community. And then back in 85, in May, I moved into the Ansar Allah community, where in that community, he started teaching us the numbers from the Abjad Islamic perspective, because there is a mystic for Abjad numerology in Islam. And then he also showed us the Hebrew text of Islam and a Hebrew text of numerology, the Kabbalah, and breaking that down. Before he transitioned into this Nuwaubian, I left in 88. And in 89, my first son was born. He's not here right now, but 89, my first one. Then I met their mother at a reggae concert. I know he was still younger. No, he was still a little man. But I met their mother at a reggae concert, and then she got my card. I'm just giving y'all a little history. I was a reggae artist by the time I came out of that community, and I went to number 5 on the reggae charts.
Yes.
Back in those, singing a song called Black and White Story. While they were singing all the Slack Shag, I was going up against Shaggy, Shabba, Yellowman, all these guys back in those days. And I came up with a conscious lyric because I was coming out of a conscious-based community. So Dr. York was the first to record me.
Yeah.
Now people don't know that. Dr. York was the first recording, but he never put it out. But I was getting a lot of knowledge from them and getting a lot of information. And so when I met the moms, I was about to get on stage with Shabba Ranks. He was the biggest star back in the 90s. If you still in the Bronx of Brooklyn, we was there. Shabba, that's right. Him there, that's right. We was there at the Q Club, Mo.
The Q Club, stop it, on Boston Road.
Did I take? No,
Boston
no,
Gun Hill.
that's Act 3. Act 3.
No, the Q Club,
in
Gun
Queens,
Road.
in Queens.
Oh, the Q,
Yeah,
that
the
one.
Q Club again.
We had the Q Lounge,
Q
excuse
Lounge,
me.
yeah, the Q Lounge in Boston
Gun
Road.
Hill,
Yeah, up in Boston.
Gun Hill, Boston Road,
I
right.
performed in the Act 3 too. So.
Act
New
3 is
York
my shit.
Yeah.
I was too young to be in there, and I was in there.
Yes.
All the biggest artists performed in Act 3.
Yeah, and that's the first guy that ever, the Italian guy that owned that was the first that ever gave me my money right off the stage after I performed. And I opened up for one of the top reggae artists at that time, Flower Gun. And he said, yo, here's $300. I just performed 2 songs. I said, what? This is what we do? Okay. And then my so-called manager said, you have to give me 10%. You take my money already. Period.
Right.
But that's what transitioned. Then I went into the Nation of Islam, and that's when me and his mom, their moms got married and went into the Nation. And that's where I started learning the mathematics. Who was the original man, Asia, the black man, make it on the criminal. And all the lessons of the Nation, and that's what also carried me. But at that same time, from 89 going into 90, I met Lloyd Strayhorn on radio. And Lloyd Strayhorn, my teacher, was the one that read me like a book just by saying my name and my birthday on air while I was calling in on my birthday. And that's what got me officially hooked on doing and using numbers. Just a long story short.
Long story short. No, that's dope though, because that shows the progression, because a lot of times people, when they think of numerology, it's just so basic, and there's just so much more. Even when we touch with the Nation, like because I love Mother Tayanetta Muhammad. That's really who,
she breaks down the number 19.
Man.
But I got the 19 from Dr. York back in the day in Imam Isa, but when she got into it, because she shows and that's how I convinced a lot of the Muslim, because I was married, my last marriage was with a Muslim sister in the Sunni religion, to not Shahrazad Ali, brother, the Muslim imam in Brooklyn named Siraj. My last marriage with a Muslim there, but what happened, he told me, he said that about numerology and astrology, he said in Orthodox Islam, there's a gray area in that, because a lot of people tend to praise it or use it as some type of vehicle instead of bearing witness to the Almighty or letting the Almighty guide them. But I always tell people, as a numerologist, we're here to show you how the numbers work for you so you can be a better Muslim or a better Christian or a better Hebrew or a better atheist. I don't care who you are. As long as you're connected to a birthday or a name, there's a number connected to it. And because all of the physicists in the world said mathematics is universal. That is the language of God.
Yes.
Your quote unquote God. And although God is only 700 years old, that word, I don't know what they talking about.
Right.
Beyond that, let's go beyond that. But you got to understand one of the language of the Creator is mathematics.
Yes,
and
but
that's
I
how we
mean,
use it.
if you really look at everything that our constructs, everything is number based.
Yes.
Even down to our technology that we're using,
Yes.
the codings are zeros and ones, so everything is based off of numbers.
That's right.
Even with what Mother Tayanetta was talking about in this lecture, because I'm not going to act like I just came up with this. It was something that she did talk about also, was about time being cubed.
Yes.
And the breakdown of even the number 144 within our construct of time. Yes. Like, it was,
she's a bad girl. She born May the 10th, and she a bad sister.
I mean, she's talking about, because, I'll expand on it.
And Mr. Farrakhan May 11th, he's right after, so.
Okay, and then my mother is May 14th,
Ooh,
so, she one of those.
Okay, she one of
those.
Okay.
But even when we're talking about time being cubed, when we say, what is it, the 6 days cubed, what was it, 12 cubed adds up to the hours of 6 days of the week.
Right.
And then the 7th day is the day of rest. Correct?
Right.
Something like that. Around those
I haven't
lines.
heard that lecture in a while.
Yeah, with the 10th system.
Yes.
So
need to tap in.
When we talking about time, and when we talking about these numbers, I want to bring it back to today.
Okay.
8-8. Now, I know there's a lot of mysticism with the Lion Gate portal.
Right.
I don't want to get into the mysticism of all of that.
Okay.
Because it's like, it can go either way, But basically, the Lionsgate portal is a planetary alignment. So today is when Earth and Sirius and Orion's belt all have aligned.
Right.
So we have created some sort of energetic portal.
Right.
But
that happens every 8-8.
Yeah, so what it is, the Lionsgate is from July 26th to August 12th.
Right.
So that is when the energetic field is happening, but the main source, the height of the energy is on 8/8, right?
Mm-hmm. And they had to put it there because you got to remember they changed daylight saving time all this time. We might not even know our real age because they changed back and forth.
Mm-hmm.
That's why I always stick with the numbers, because astrology sometimes get into a lot of arguments with each other. You can't get an argument with the numbers, because whether you go to China where there's a 4,000 year cycle, then you will amalgamate yourself there when it's time to deal with it. Okay, you might be born February 1st, year 4,000. Okay, let's deal with that. I can deal with the number when Ethiopia is a few years behind us. So you can go to Ethiopia. If you're living there for the next 10 days, you're going to start resonating with that energy of the numbers, because the numbers are like radio frequencies. You put it on the right dial and you want to turn it up when you got the best music playing. So if you understand your mathematics as human beings, you could turn up that dial. It's just that most of our people was taught against this due to religious dogmatic stuff. But in the deeper spiritual aspects of religion, let's say the Gnostic Christians or the Sufis in Islam or the Kabbalists in Judaism, if you went there instead of staying on the layman's level, you would learn the numbers system. All the rabbis that study the deeper things, or all the imamas that study the deeper parts of it, the Sufism, because I was in Sufi order. Sufi order taught me mirror magic, taught me how to look in the mirror and see my real self, because when you do the mirror meditation magic from the Sufi order, your skin starts to peel, because remember, your real you is in your eyes. And it starts to reveal the skin. I mean, you got to do it for yourself. Some people have ran out the bathroom because in that mirror magic or mirror meditation, it reveals who you really are, because we're only used to this, seeing this every day. But that's why the eyes are the wisdom to the soul. And then the old saying is, mirror, mirror on the wall, who's the fairest of them all? Yes. Your stupid ass. If you understood your stupid
right.
Wait, saying. Now what's you said Sufi?
Sufi order, the Sufi order.
What is Sufi order?
Sufi order was the one of the spiritual systems of Islam that dealt with the purity of spirituality. Not the dogma. The dogma is when everybody creating all this whole religious thing, but these guys are doing chants and doing the prayers and doing the meditation, and if you go into one of their, it feels like the room is vibrating. They're doing the om and everything. They're going in.
Right.
But the layman wants to stay simple and just make their 5 rakats and 5 prayers a day, which is cool.
Right.
If that's where you're comfortable at, where you feel comfortable at, I always tell Christians, Muslims, and anybody that comes to me for a session, I'm not here to take you away from your religion. I'm here to make you better in your religion. Be a better Christian. Be a better Muslim. All of us are striving to be better, because that's the best you could do. Nobody can be perfect, per se. But in the Quran it says you are perfect but yet imperfect. What is perfect? The spirit, the soul, the energy is perfect. The physical eventually is going to the dirt and dust.
Exactly.
Can't stop. That's why it says energy can't be created or destroyed.
Right.
That's perfect.
Right.
Where going?
Right.
Where going? So it's a beautiful thing. I'm loving this.
Well, can I ask you a question?
Yes, sir,
what exactly happens on 8/8?
Oh, now let's deal with the mathematics of it.
Right.
All right, because she just explained that this is a Sirius and the Giza pyramid alignment happening right now in this vortex. It's when you look at the Orion's belt, you see those 3 little dots with stars that are aligned with the Giza pyramid. But this one is from a mathematical perspective, this is about a major understanding of manifestation, because 8 in numerology is a manifestation number, money, power, prestige. But I was on my live this morning on King Simon Productions, shameful plug, shameful plug. But hey, no promotion is bad promotion. I wrote the book. So what's so interesting about, I tell people, look at the duality of these things. Where there's a positive, there is a negative. So just like people like to say 11:11 is that doorway and all that kind of stuff. Yeah, but doorways go both ways. Somebody goes in, somebody comes out. High and low. So 8/8, because it's a manifestation number that adds up to 16, which is a 7. 16 in compound numerology, an old system that was invented by people like us before Pythagoras stole it. 16 is a number of fatality if you don't plan. Like we used to say, if you don't plan, you plan to fail. This is the time to plan your intentions of where you're going, because that's an 8-8 manifestation number, which deals with dedication, manifestation, but also elevating yourself to a higher level. And 8 in certain systems of mathematics is 2 zeros on top of each other, one going counterclockwise, one going that means in the 5% we used to say build and destroy. We call the number 8 build and destroy. With this 8, you have the choice to build or destroy your reality moving forward. Is it immediate? No, it's not immediate. It's going to take your gradual work and time, because 8 is a number of discipline, order, structure, and putting in the work. Like you've put in the work to do what you're doing today. I've put in the work, like I do what I do. She's put in the work. That's what this 8 is all about. And that's what people need to learn, how to use these frequencies, just like you use it on Sirius XM, just like you use it on regular radio to find your channels. I always tell people, when I use the numbers, like this guy said, according to Alex Meyer, he says, okay, 8-8 August, be ready for major energy shift over the next 48 hours. Set intentions for future, listening to your intuition, trust and pay attention to your dreams, stay hydrated, meditated, and rest. Declutter. Detoxify yourself. Clear the past, light candles, burn incense, sage, all of that good stuff. But I'm trying to let people know, as much as they're throwing out a whole lot of positive about it, always look at both sides so you learn how to navigate better. Because then you can at least manage the weakness and strengthen your strengths. That's what we got to learn. And I learned that from A.R. Bernard and Iyanla Vanzant. Because what I do, brothers and sisters, I do a thing called numerovation. I invented the word. It's now going into the lexicon. Dictionary should be appearing there. If Bootylicious could be there, I could put my word in it. I got that up in there. They got, matter of fact, they just put Badusi in there. I'm like, why y'all
Okay, shout out to Bernie Mac.
Yeah,
you know
Bernie. They putting that in there. But that created a culture, that moved the culture. So my numerovation, for my ancestry and my legacy, I want to create this new thing. That's why I put it in the lexicon, and a doctor told me to do that. And I put it in the Urban Dictionary, and it means motivating you with your numbers. Numero from the word numerovation, numerology, and then motivation from motivation, because I studied with Les Brown for a whole month in 2005 when he was working on BLS. He had a free class every week. The motivational speaker, Les Brown, I was there every week except 1 week. But I learned to connect the principles of numerology and motivation so I can help motivate people when I'm doing their session. And I might quote Tony Robbins, who's born February 29th. I might quote Les Brown, who's born the 17th of February. I might quote Iyanla Vanzant, born September 13th. I might quote Tyler Perry when he's breaking down stuff, born September 13th. I might quote people like what's the name? Nichols. What's the sister there? The motivational sister there, Lisa Nichols. Lisa Nichols, born May 18th. I might quote Eric Thomas, born September 3rd. See, I know all their birthdays.
My baby's birthday.
Your baby's birthday, God, it's your baby's birthday. Period. Period. Like that. But that's how I do my numerovation. Where numerologists might want to break down the interpretation of the number, but I try to show you that everything you want is on the other side of fear. And once you're willing to overcome that fear, false expectation appearing real, if you're willing to overcome that fear, even white boys back in the presidency, like one of the Roosevelt says, the only thing you should fear is fear itself.
Yes.
They've been telling us we need to overcome. That's why I've read Napoleon Hill. I've read all these major books.
I'm reading Napoleon.
Napoleon Hill's Law of Success and all that. Of course, James Allen, of
Outwit
course.
the Devil.
I listened to that. Outwit the Devil, yo.
Yeah, I'm reading the actual book.
I listened to it, man. I started dreaming about what was going on because remember, your subconscious mind pick up on that.
It's deep because he's actually a conversation between him and the devil.
Exactly.
That shit deep.
And Reverend Ike. Reverend Ike was the man that started a lot of this motivational stuff for these preachers. Go ahead,
Rev Ike. Like, can we just talk about
let's talk about it. Born
Ike
January the 10th.
Hey, really?
My boy Noelle birthday.
Not January. I mean June the 10th. June the 10th.
Okay, he's a Gemini.
He's Gemini. Yes.
Makes sense.
Yes, he is.
Rev Ike. Have you ever heard of Reverend Ike?
No.
I think he's from New York. Wasn't he?
Yeah, New York. I've been to his church. Yeah,
this was
baby.
the first, one of the first people to create a metaphysics take on Christianity and on the Bible. And what they hated about him is because he was preaching to his congregation to not get on welfare. Like, you can create for yourself. You can create abundance for yourself. Like, it wasn't that let me pray to God and, oh my God, please give me this. It was like, no, you have the mindset to create. And it was so dope. Like, it was the most motivational. Like, I still watch Reverend Ike.
Correction, he's born June the 1st.
Oh, June
so still
1st.
a Gemini. So I said 10th, but it's June 1st.
Yeah,
June 1st.
yeah.
So,
Reverend Ike is, if you have not tapped into
because TD Jakes is born June the 9th. So I always think they're that close. Yeah, he's born that close. But yeah.
Yeah,
but
he puts me in the mind of Miles Monroe a little bit.
Well, but all of them studied Ike. I'm trying to tell y'all. This is what Ike, because I remember when Ike passed on, Farrakhan, before Ike passed on, Farrakhan wanted to meet Ike. Al Sharpton brought him to Ike. Yeah. All these, Les Brown was at the funeral. Zig Ziglar was at the funeral. Bob Proctor was at the funeral. All these motivational people was at the funeral for Reverend Ike when he passed on, because he was the one that, you know, was into the metaphysics and the esoteric of the Bible, and not just preaching to us about the brimstone and fire of the Bible.
Yes. And people were actually getting off welfare. Like, his congregation were really putting themselves out of welfare, onto prosperity, having jobs, having...
And welfare is there to set us up to stay broke.
Exactly. And so I remember watching a news report where they were like, you know, like, this is like, you know, what is he doing? What are you doing? What are you telling your congregation? You know, all the white people was like, what are you telling them? Like, what are you doing? Right. And he's like, I'm telling them that they have the power. That's like, I'm letting them know that they are gods.
You
like,
got the power!
You know what I'm saying? Hey! Period.
Exactly. I like that.
So yeah, Rev Ike, if y'all have not checked out Reverend Ike, please tap into Rev Ike.
So you when you say you do the numbers, right? It's you do it as far as like I think I got a reading a long time ago as far as number. I didn't actually do it. A girl I was dating did that. I guess she wanted to know where I was going. Right. And I think they said like my life path number was like an 8. I think that's why you said that earlier. I mean, if I tell you my birthday and my name right now, you can figure that out. It takes too long.
But I mean, I'd usually write down, but I can deal with your birthday. Let's deal with the birthday.
We could do it later. I don't want to take up too much time.
I mean, no,
we can do it. But I want to break down the numbers.
I can break down whatever number though.
And then do his birthday.
Yeah, I mean, go. Well, let's steal. You said your life path was an 8. That's what they
told me.
When is your birthday?
It's November 17th.
Oh, you November 17th. Well, your personal number is a number 8. Okay. 1 plus 7, because remember, different parts of your birthday. It's like life path is when you add the full day, month, and year. The personal day is only 17, which is in compound numerology, that's called the legacy leaving number. So anything you do, you have to be creative, you have to have a spiritual base, and it has to leave legacy into the dynasty that will live into infinity. So whatever you're doing, you should be leaving legacy for whatever children or family you have, because people born on the 17th, and I'm going to break down some 17 people.
Me and my daughter, yeah.
Les Brown born on the 17th. Michael Jordan born on the 17th. Steve Harvey born on the 17th. Muhammad Ali born on the 17th. Michelle Obama born on the 17th. People born on the 17th leaves legacies.
Yeah.
That's what you're supposed to do. You're leaving it for the baby. She born on the 17th too?
Yeah.
That she going to take it to the next level of what you leave her, as long as you train her on how to be, because 8 adds up to, number 17 adds up to the 8. And why I said spirituality and creativity, the 1 and the 7, 1 represents creativity, assertiveness. Don't second guess yourself. Don't allow people to pull. If you believe in what you believe in wholeheartedly, go for it. 7 B's, tap into your intuition, your intuitive powers.
Right.
And then 8 says, that's how you're going to make this money, son. That's how you're going to make this flow. But you still have to understand the material and spiritual realm, which deals with the law of attraction. Okay. So always, and I just deal with that personal number. I don't have to go any deeper, but I'm just showing you that's your personality, period.
Yeah.
And that's what that number represents, that birth date represents that.
Oh, the 17.
Yeah, it's powerful. And your daughter, big up to your daughter.
Thank you, I appreciate that.
All the time, respect to her.
Yeah, but it's 11/17/1979.
And when is she?
She's December 17.
Whoa, so yeah, man. Well, Capricorns are the make it happen sign anyway. They gonna make it happen. That's why she gonna take it to the next level. Right. Most Capricorns, like most historians and boxers or martial artists are Capricorns, as far as what I've studied here in America. More earth signs are that. But when you go to the Asia, you see Bruce Lee was a fire sign, or not Jackie Chan, what's his face? Tony Jaa is Aquarius. You see a lot of air and fire on that side. But Bruce Lee talked about water. Be as water, be like water. Mm-hmm. He was born on the 27th, which are 2 water numbers in numerology. So it's not a coincidence that he would talk about water and he's a fire sign because his number is 27. Mm-hmm. You know what I'm saying? So I pay a close attention and show people how to navigate with their numbers. Because it's just like a GPS. You put in the right address, which could be your birthday and your name. Like you put in an address, 49, this street, boom, bap, boom, you get here, that's your name and your birthday. And then we triangulate what's going on in your life and take you where you got to go, whether you listen or not. Yeah. I tell people, like Les Brown always says, 2 most important days in your life is the day you were born and the day you find out why you were born. When you going to find that out? The numbers can help guide you to it if you're willing to work towards it.
So how many letters in your name mean something too?
Sometimes you could use that, but remember, in numerology, that's the only modality that can transpose a letter into number. Like A is for 1, B is for 2 and 3.
Okay.
But look at Michael Jackson. A, B, C. Easy as 1, 2, 3. It's ABC again, and 1, 2, 3, the same connection. I don't know if he studied numerology, but I know he was a mystic, but that was when he was a child.
Yes.
But that 1, 2, 3 is equivalent to A, B, and C in the Pythagoras numerology system. In the Chaldean, it's a much older system that Pythagoras stole because he went and studied in the Asian and darker countries all over the world and then brought it back and said it was his. He's the father of numbers.
Right.
How that worked, I don't know.
You know how
but
to do.
We are the original people of mathematics. We built pyramids, we built temples, we built this, we built that. We just got to recognize it and use it and stop being afraid of it. You know, like the religion has been teaching us all this. That's why I got Brother Ashra Kwesi coming in soon. Ashra Kwesi is going to be coming in. He's going to be breaking down the ancient African history of the origin of Masonry and Masonic orders.
Ooh, when is this?
This is going to be October the 9th in Stone Mountain. I'm bringing him in. Him and Red Pill is going to be speaking. Red Pill is opening up, and then I'm going to bring him on. But he's the one that takes y'all to Egypt and Ethiopia every year to see your face on the temple.
Yes.
You go in the temple, they looking like us. Dark to light to brown, they looking like us. You know, so I'm loving the energy of what we're learning and how everybody, younger people, older people are opening up. And I like what Brother Rich said on Black Magic 363. He said, yo, even the deadest of us are waking up.
Right.
Because when that great awakening happens, it happens gradually. You start seeing the crackhead dropping knowledge.
Yeah.
I've been in New York and talking to a homeless guy, find out he was a doctor. But he got caught up in his drinking and smoking and lost his family. But he was dropping some heavy knowledge on 40 deuce back in the day, in the 80s. So you never know. And sometimes that explosion happens at different times. And we're in the years of the 2000s where that emotional explosion is supposed to bring out the best of us, but it's also going to bring out the worst of us if we're not disciplined. I have to give y'all the positive and negative. That's what numerology is. Numerology is not subjective, it's objective.
Period.
Period. Thank you very much.
Okay.
He said period. I like that.
Period.
Point blank and period. Go ahead. I love it.
So when people book a session with you, because
Woo!
you give sessions.
Yes, I do.
What does a session look like?
Man.
With you? Like, how does it go?
Well, first of all, I tell people I don't do readings, as you know.
Yes,
I
sir.
tell them because the great numerologists and astrologists of the past, they close that door in because I'm hearing some. Yeah. So the great. Oh, you can see it. It's over there anyway. So it's like
just tell them whoever that is.
Tell them to calm it down. Yeah.
You know they.
Okay. They having fun, but just remember. When I do sessions, I tell people I do consultation because the great numerologists of the past that was consulting the great dukes and the queens and the emperors and the kings of the past, they didn't call themselves readers. They was consulting and advising them. That's why Ronald Reagan's wife had an advisor, an astrologer. J.P. Morgan had one. All the greats, like Walt Disney had one. Anytime they wanted to make certain moves, they consulted their advisor. Because they couldn't just tell you, oh, there's a reader. Because remember, there was a certain stigma against quote-unquote witches.
Yes.
Which that only means wise woman.
Right.
So,
well, the three wise men were astrologers.
Yeah, of course. There was astrologers and there was alchemists. There was magi's. Remember, magi's was those ones that dealt with the material and was able to turn certain materials into gold and silver and all kinds of stuff. Those three wise men from out of Ethiopia.
Yes, sir.
The magi's. I'm a magi. I'm a numerovational magi. I love being the magi because those are the ones that, again, that are able to turn nothing into something. So being able to, I can put down a bunch of numbers and somebody might not even read it, but I come to it and I say, oh, okay, this is what it's saying. They got codes. I've been studying code books and all that. I want to create my own code, actually. With my family could read it if I did that. Like, this is what happened to your daddy because this is the code. Yes. Look at the code. And then you'll be able to, define it from the letters or transpose it into letters. I've been reading code books and I've been like, wow, this is some crazy stuff. But when I do a session, I do a 30-minute session. Over the phone, I record all the sessions. You get to ask me any question. I let you know this is not psychic, but remember, numerology is such a precise, applied mathematic that you might think I'm reading or doing some type of psychic thing, but I'm not. I'm really using the patterns, cycles, and sequences of your past, present, moving on to the future so you can make better moves in your life. I mean, I came down here to Georgia because it was time. I was in a 9 personal year cycle going into this 9 personal, and I had to leave. That means 9 is a number of completion, endings. I had to leave New York, and I knew where I had to go. And sure enough, a friend of mine said, "Hey, look, I got a house for you to rent until you're ready to do blah, 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 blah." I said, "Oh, word? Let's do this." And she born under the Aries sign, which is also ruled by the number 9. So there was a what up, Aries? What's up? You're Aries? Ooh, you trouble.
And we can see she in 19 like
you are trouble. That's right. She say what she mean to me, what she say. I like that. I was saying, am I right? Okay, I just want to make sure I ain't playing with you.
She actually just got a bunch of angel numbers tattooed on her legs. So she's got all of the numbers.
What you got?
All of them.
Everything.
All of them. 9.
11, 11, 9, 9, 1,
Wow.
2, 3, 4, 10, 10.
Oh, damn, you got all of them.
All of them.
12, 12.
You doing it all.
7, 7, 3, 3, 2, 2.
Now, what made you do that?
Because those are the numbers that stand out to me.
You see it a lot, right?
Yeah.
And you should apply that.
I do want to ask a question about that, though.
Please, let's go.
Because with the angel numbers, people always see angel numbers.
Yes.
And they're like, okay, what did they mean? But is there a difference? Because with the angel numbers, the way I do a lot of numbers, because I'm an intuitive and I tap into energy, like numbers have energy for me.
Exactly.
So even if I see certain numbers, whatever the definition, that might not, I'm really going off of what the numbers are telling me.
That's
like,
right.
Someone told me, like, yeah, I've been seeing 44, I've been seeing 12, 12, I've been seeing this and that. And then they start talking to me and I'm telling them what the numbers mean.
That's right.
But with angel numbers, is there a difference between seeing 444 and then whatever the numerological, is that the right word? Numerical definition.
Right.
Is there a difference, like, between angel numbers and then how they are defined in numerology?
They could be only because people come from their perspective. And everybody have a perspective. That's why I say when you Google it up, don't people say, oh, it looks so vague. They're only giving us this. They're only giving us that. It's telling you something, but you also have to look at the other side. Everything has a duality.
Yeah, there's multiple meanings to the numbers if you really keep looking.
Yeah.
On Google.
On Google, yes. But you'll find that there's a thread of the same. Basically, what it means is guiding you.
Right.
But always remember, there's another system called flow line numerology, where you follow the line of the shape of the number, because numbers are symbols. They're symbols. That's all they are, really, symbols that has a meaning interpreted and connected to them. So let's say the number 2. 2 have the curve on top, and then it has the line on bottom. So I already see female, male. You start seeing that curve.
Oh, the balance.
Right, the balance.
Right.
And when you see 3, you start seeing the curve, like a breast, or, you start seeing the curve. Although in numerology, they call the 3 a male essence number because it's a fire number, but it's also supported by it's an inspirational fire.
Right.
That's why 3 is a number of inspiration and expansion. You see what I'm saying, right? Huh? Say again?
That's my favorite number.
3? Oh yeah, that's good to use. But you're Aries, right? But Aries is connected to the number 9, and 9 and 3 and 6, which is the Nikola Tesla number, all works in tandem in the universe. See,
And that one's like right there in the middle.
And 999 upside down is 666. And people be going crazy over 666.
They done
protons,
brainwashed.
neutrons, electrons. And 666 is a powerful number.
Is a number of
exactly.
creation.
That's exactly. It's what people, but that's why they taught us against it.
Yes.
That's why religion taught us against that. 6 is proton, neutron. Yeah, exactly.
Right.
And
But
electron.
then, so some people have said to me, because I'll say, well, 6 is a powerful number. It's a number of creation. And they're like, because that's carbon. But then they say, well, then others can, and we look at the duality.
Of course.
They say you want to look at the warning, because 666 is also a number of the flesh, of what we are created as. So then you want to make sure that you're not focusing too much in your 3D human experience that might be a warning to tap more into your spirituality.
Yes.
But I
But you should add up and add it all up. You see, it's 18, which is a 9.
Which is a 9.
It's a higher frequency of higher understanding. So that's what it's all about. It takes you right there again.
Ooh,
and I got interviewed by a Hebrew Israelite, and he said, "What do you say about people that say this is of the devil, King Simon?" I said, first and foremost, sir, who created the devil?
Man.
Who created? I mean, in their Bible, who created the devil?
Right.
God created the devil. He was once an angel of light.
Right.
Then he fell. So all the knowledge and wisdom that this demon got or this devil got is the same as all the angels that he's been walking with. Because when you go to Job, you see the devil, Satan is hanging out with the angels, the God's sons, the sons of God. He's hanging out with these people. Like he could always just walk up and like, yo, what up?
Right.
Satan had that job. He could do that.
Right.
But he chose to take the other route when the other angels like Michael or Raphael chose to take the supporting God and his energy. But God still respected it. He gave them power to do what he wanted to do to them. So we not picking up. So I always say, whatever knowledge that the devil has, Melchizedek, all of them else, Michael, all of them have it. It's just that they choose to keep it positive. If you study the Quran, one of the great angels actually killed a child to save grief from one of them, grief to the parents, because they knew the child was going to raise up and be crazy. It's in the Quran. One of the positive angels took him out, according to symbolism again.
Right.
Yes, sir, brother. Go to angels.
Multiple cities. Angels have
The wrath of God. Yeah,
Exactly.
The wrath of God.
But you got to understand this. These books and all this stuff. That's why, Dr. Phil Valentine got into a little controversy by saying women shouldn't read, because when women started following what men were doing, they kind of lost a lot of their intuitive power when they used to be able to just tap into the universe and bring it to them.
Yes.
That's why the movie 300, Leonidas had to climb that mountain to get to go and consult the oracle.
Yes.
That's what we supposed to.
But I see that now too, like
ma'am.
with our conscious community
Uh-oh.
when we talk about today.
Uh-oh.
Because the thing is that I get a lot
I'll
from.
drink to that.
Well, it's just because I sit with the men a lot. You know what I'm saying? And
Yes.
I'm an intuitive. I'm an oracle. I'm the
Right.
psychic. You know
Yes,
what I'm
sir.
saying? And I'm always around all of the ones who have read all the books, and Bobby Hemmets
Yes,
and
yes,
Dr.
yeah.
Phil Valentine,
Yeah,
and then
yeah,
they're
yeah.
all telling me, what book did you find this in? I didn't find it in a book. Like it's something that was given to me.
Right.
I always say I'm not book smart. I'm street smart when it comes to spirituality. But I think that, and I see that a lot with that masculine energy coming into place. I can feel what Phil Valentine is saying
I was
with
trying
that.
to say. But women hated him for that.
Yeah, I mean, but you got to hear what he's saying. You got to understand, because if
Exactly.
you're in that position where you're around all of the men, and all of the men is trying to push you to this book and that book and this book, and then it's like after that, I'm like, but God told me. And let me not, because somebody told me to stop telling me. God told me. The powerful force of God put that communication into me.
That's right.
And so I can feel Valentine. I can feel Dr. Phil on that right there.
He's very esoteric and deep with it, and he died when he was young. He died. He drowned, and they had to bring him back. But the ceremony that they brought him back to, burying him in the dirt. They did a ancient burial and brought him back to life. Dr. Africa got killed. A lot of people don't know Dr. Africa got legally killed in his history and got shot in a school, and the doctor's intuition said, let me check this body bag again with this guy. And he got up, but he had to relearn everything. Phil did too. That's why they started reading all these books and studying everything and all that. That you never know what these people go through in their lifetime that makes us, and many of us coming through the womb, some of us had died on the way out. They had to smack you or check you're all right. But some people go, and then when they come out, they start doing all kind of immaculate things and doing all kind of great things. But I tell people, don't get caught up on just, because sometimes I buy books and they know I have a whole lot of books. I even have it in our storage here. I got a lot, and I got a lot more that I still. And I said, usually I buy books. I can't say I've read them all, but sometimes, like Bobby Hemmett said years ago to us in a class, he said, sometimes I buy a book and I just needed to see that one line. I just needed to read that one chapter, and that carried me the way through. Whoever goes through after that, that's it. But sometimes some people are adamant readers, avid readers, and they just want to keep on reading. I don't need to just read, because I'm a high school dropout. obviously I was bored with school. I was bored
Right.
with the white man and their madness.
Right.
Period.
Exactly.
I'm
See
gonna
where
have
I
to say it
was
for
going.
you. I was bored, so I got a lot of stuff of street knowledge, intuitive energies, intuitive knowledge, especially working around a lot of sisters because in the clubs, I was in the clubs, heavy clubs. I don't know if y'all want to go there, but those are deeper.
I have a feeling that's a different show. I think there is a person that's got some pillow talk show, and that might be for that one. That might be one of those.
Oh, yeah, I was thinking about doing that. I was thinking about producing one of those shows. Yeah, because I'm working because I was in that life. My book is called, my first book that ever came out, it's celebrating 10 years this month. And the 10th year, I wrote it, and which is so interesting, when people in your family transition, mathematically and energetically, you're supposed to take their energy and whatever was some of their greatest qualities, you take it and manifest it here. My aunt died, who was a playwright and a writer in Jamaica, and I went to, that same time that she died, I had Baba Kalindi doing a lecture, and I had to leave the lecture, who was one of our great mushroom and ayahuasca promoters. Those who don't know who Baba Kalindi is a martial artist, African martial artist, and I had him do a lecture in New York City, and my aunt died on February 19th after her birthday, and then I ran to a house in Harlem, and I had to leave that lecture, but as soon as I got home, I started writing my first book. I started writing my first book called No Promotion is Bad Promotion, Just Spell My Name Right. That was the name of the book. And that was about my whole promotional life, dealing with reggae, calypso, R&B, some of it, working with different people from SOBs and all those, because I started my major promotion at SOBs with Luciano and Caperton back in the day. And that was the first show. And then, boom, then I wrote that book by August 19th of 2012. And the producer of that book, the publisher, you wouldn't believe who was the publisher. Brother Polite.
Oh, wow.
He published my book.
Okay, wow.
Before he left for LA to do whatever he's
All
doing
that
now.
other.
Yep, that's it. He left for he published my book. And then Dr. Africa took it and remixed it. And now this book that I have, this is the remix, and Dr. Africa is my publisher before he transitioned. He believed in me that much. He published 3 of my books. And every time y'all support Dr. Africa or support me, you support Dr. Africa and his legacy. And because I used to stay with him a lot and visit him a lot just to get knowledge and just to get peace. Because he's an iridologist, and that's why, you know, a sister named the iridologist. Did I introduce you to the sister? Sister Dr. Shakira's in town. She's here.
I feel like
she's an iridologist. Yo,
what is iridologist?
Iridology is when you can look in the eyes and see what the possible ailments in your eyes.
Oh.
Sometimes you don't even have to. You don't have to go get nothing plugged up your backside to find out if you have prostate cancer. You just get this lady look in your eyes, but these Europeans want to be up in your backside.
Yeah.
That's where that all came from.
Yeah. That's kind of like the
So,
Ayurveda.
yeah, go to. She's here in town for a few weeks. I gotta introduce you to her. Maybe you can bring her on. But she breaks down the eyes, and I did a thing with her and did a whole thing. And Dr. Africa was one of those guys that did that. And he looked into my eyes and seen stress, because if there's a certain amount of eyes and lines in your eyes, in certain either one of those eyes, he look at it. He said, "Yo, King, you're stressed, brother." He said, "Why don't you come and stay at the house with me and the wife and just get away from New York?" He saved my life, because I could have had a whole breakdown. And when he said that, I started crying, because I was stressed promoting a lot of these events and stuff. But you got to realize, you got to be that intuitive as man and woman. Intuition is not women only. It's men and women, because we have the essence of the Creator connected to us, and our original GPS is our gut feeling, our intuition, our spidey senses. So, so we got to pay attention. You got to pay attention to the original I am. You.
Right, yeah.
The original I am.
Like bringing back to what I was talking about at the beginning.
Exactly.
Like these facilitators of life, taking moments for yourself. That's why all them people be in the hospital dehydrated and exhausted.
Exactly.
Because you're not stopping and listening to yourself. Like, let me pause for a minute. I don't care how many people miss me today. Like, I needed to be there for me, or I ain't going to do nothing past today.
That's right.
If I continue.
I shut down. I know what it is.
So I want to wrap up in a little bit, but there's some
things.
I just want to really talk a little bit about just tapping into some of the things, the classes that you have going on.
Yes,
also, wait, first, before we do that, how do they book a session with you?
Lot of mercy. This is how you book it.
How you book it.
How you book it. First, you can text me, 347-496-1022. That's 347-496-1022. I will say it slower for those who need it.
For the people in the back?
People in the back of the yard. 347-496-1022. Or they could DM me on King Simon Productions on IG. Or they can hit me up on my YouTube channel, King Simon Presents, or on the community section, whatever you want to do. But I do have a long waiting list, family. But if you're patient, I tell people if you're born right now around September, October, November, you should book one right now. You could book one right now. It's 30 minutes. I won't say the price because I don't know how the algorithms with y'all here. But it's 30 minutes. But I get you allowed to ask questions within the midst because, like I said, I don't do psychics, so don't come with me. I'm looking for this like Cleo, Miss Cleo. Oh God, comment on.
I don't even like that, and I'm a psychic.
And Miss Cleo was a real deal, but they had to shut her down. Cleo was the real deal.
See, that's the thing. I got a little thing with Cleo. That's always my thing. Like, don't Cleo me. I can't.
But they had to shut her down, and that's when, after they shut Miss Cleo down, that's when the psychic network started popping up.
Yeah.
Heavy amongst a bunch of Europeans doing it because she was so good at her promotion. She was born August 12th. 12 is one of those numbers of promotion and expansion and growth.
So Cleo was really a psychic.
She was really good at what she did. She's doing tarot. Tarot's not hard to learn. It's just that you need to tap in. It's just that her promotion was so good. And then everybody started hating on her because remember
it was that accent that killed her.
Call me now.
And then you find out she's from all over the other places.
But then, because you'd be like a random person on the phone. You know what I'm saying? It don't be really.
But no, she did the whole.
Oh, you called, huh?
I did.
You called her?
I called her.
Of course you did.
So
she said, and it'd be a random person. How'd you know that?
Like 13, right? And so
I want to know her.
We would just be sitting there smoking all night, and it's like that's the only thing that's on is this thing. Call me now. So the next day, I'm like, I want to see what this is hitting on. So I called. The first 3 minutes is free.
Right.
So they're talking, and then after the first 3 minutes, they keep going and they keep going, and then they keep going, and then all of a sudden it's been an hour, and I'm like, well, wait a minute, let me get off the phone. Now they done charged me this money.
But see, that's the problem. See, y'all fell for the fake. Call me now. And then when you call and speak to her, she like,
random white guy.
She like, listen, honey.
It was a random white guy.
It probably was her. That's probably her voice, like her real voice.
Yeah, she
sounded
had
like a white guy.
She had a network that was backing her.
Yeah,
of course.
And then but once they
she couldn't take all them calls.
They turned us to psychic network.
But that's really what it was.
She couldn't take all them calls. She had to have other people doing it.
So Cleo was really a psychic.
She was real, but you see what happened when you have a mom and pop store trying to do big major business.
Yeah.
Too much coming in.
Too much traffic.
And that's what happened to people. Too much traffic.
Everybody wanted to hear that voice.
Call me now.
Call me now. That was the promotion. Yeah. Call me now. That was the promotion.
Free reading. It said free. It wasn't free.
But they doing the same thing, Psychic Network. They tell you $1 for the first minute, then
but they not stopping you. But I will say that the phone company did refund the money. The phone company refunded the money. This is back in 2000, y'all. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? I know no better. But they do that now. I will tell y'all, beware of the psychics that be on Instagram. If they DM you and they be like, do you want to tell me your free thing? It's not gonna be free reading. They're trying to hit you with the woo wop wham.
They be copying our IGs and all that, and trying to read it, remix it like they did with Aquarius Max.
They did. I feel like they're doing. I feel like it's like a conspiracy to discredit the conscious spiritual community because it always be. It's like Secret has 1 million of those. Yeah. Blue has 1 million of those.
I ain't got that.
Brother Ben X has 1 million of those that
Crazy.
You gotta keep. But the thing is that it making us look like we over here trying to get readings and stuff. Y'all, nobody is going to DM
no
you
one DMing you
to get a reading.
Nobody. Unless you DMing us and then we send you back a link.
None of us is DMing you. We's not doing that.
I don't need to do that.
Come for me. Exactly. But yeah, so that was just a little tangent.
But I want to let everybody know, especially if the New Yorkers are listening, I'll be in New York August the 27th at Nicholas Brooklyn. Then we coming back for the Ashwa Kwesi. I'm doing a workshop with Lloyd Strayhorn, one of my teachers, Ellison Nedra. People this is October. That one in August is gonna be at Nicholas Brooklyn in Brooklyn, right at Restoration Plaza. And then October we doing Ashwa Kwesi and Brother Red Pill. That's what we doing. And then February, December, while I'm out in Florida, I'm doing my 27th anniversary or celebration in production and promotion. I started at SOBs in 1995 professionally as a promoter, MC, and all that, and then now I've been doing it 27 years, but I've really been doing it for a long time. Since I was 12, I've been promoting events since I was young. So, This is what we do. But I want to thank y'all, man, for allowing me to be here. I'm actually humbled and respect Brother Mo. Thank you very much for allowing us here, man.
Brother.
Period. I love that. Period.
Period. Man,
Beautiful
like,
sister. What's your name, beautiful?
C.
C. What's that? Oh, C, the number 3. That C is connected to 3. That's good. Your name, brother? Low key. What, like Low Key from the movie? God of Mission. Ah, there it is. There it is, Loki. There it is. Oh man! And of course, my sons are in the building, Jalil and Akeem in the building. Of course, High Heels. Thank you very much for allowing me to be here and have some fun. I had a good time, man.
Yes,
we gotta do it again. We gotta go to another life. Next time we gotta do another life.
Oh,
I have a whole bunch of life. Period.
I think that's he gonna have to tap into
y'all don't
Skittles
know
for that one for the pillow talk.
Y'all remember Michael? Y'all remember Michael Baisden? Y'all remember Michael Baisden?
Yes.
The radio personality back in New York,
Okay.
Yeah. He shouted out my group, and that time I was doing swing parties.
Oh, Lord.
Swingers parties. Oh,
Yo,
I was one of the biggest groups out there.
I'm trying to be sanctified.
I'm trying to be honest, but I'm letting you know I've brought people together that are married today.
Period.
Period. Because I got to write this book. book.
Oh, my God. All right,
Black ink, baby. It was all black.
Period.
Ink. But that was the party times when I was doing my parties. Just for you.
I love it.
People have to say, FYI. No, it ain't. It was good for everybody's information.
For your information.
For everybody's information that we was doing it. But they shouted us out, man.
I love you.
I love you too, my
All
girl.
right, y'all. So that is my show for today. Tap in next week. I feel like next week, I think I'm doing my I Love You Black Men series. I got to confirm that. But we're going to see you next week. Same bat time, same bat channel. Before we go, we are going to play the newest song from Red Pillar. And we're about to go tap in downstairs. Red and Blue Pill got them a lecture going on right now for the Fall of Rome, for the A8 portal. So I don't know if they haven't approved this, but you know he's Pope Pablo, so I say Red is Father Escobar. So we got Pope Pablo and Father Escobar is down there doing their thing. So if y'all haven't already tapped in, I think they should be live. You can tap in digitally live with them for their lecture. We're gonna close with the newest song. To this day. The newest song from Red Pill featuring our beautiful sister Lizzie Jeff and friend of the show Jeff Assign from Athletics. We will see y'all next week. Bam.
Respect.
Punch me in, Quay.
Let's get our shit together. You been outside lately? They did it to the weather. I'm tapping in. I'm Captain Twin. No reruns, but I'm what's happening. If you looking like you Ashton, don't be asking me for Buddha. If you try to punk me, then I'm blasting the bazookas. Bitch, I'm putting hash up in the hookah. My Dallas shooter shooting faster than the Lucas. Yeah, that mass up on the shooters. Snuck past security, crash your computers. We catch you in this curtain. You lacking and we lurking, attacking and we swerving, clapping them Suburbans. The cannons is a nickel and they wrapped up in the turban. No virus in my Rona, bitch, I'm a loner. My bathroom sink looking like the cover of Daytona. Slow polluter, smoke a roach of Buddha. My processing power, it approach computers. Bob and kill up, yeah, I coach the shooters. The fiend said your copa suitor. Rob the ops, then I post computers. Bay of pigs on the coast of Cuba. Bacon's rebellion. Lace up the Mason Margellian. Chasing the fellion. Pumping weight, headless horseman, pumpkin face. Yeah, the acre bomb, sick of God. Knickerbockers come and stick to God. Tell him sit the season out like he's sick with SARS. Yeah, KD on the next bitch. I'm AB on the meds. 5 stars, I'm baby on the head. I'm the baby bitch. I'm crazy in the head. Dr. Sadie always say, get your bread, 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 get your bread.
It's the prophet and the priestess. Quay already leaked this. A verbal thesis. Plant-based feast with God-like creatures. 10K features. Let's get our shit together. We ain't even really in this bitch forever. Sharing prophecies from nations of ancients. feeling dangerous. I know that I came to this planet what the angel does. Some won't understand it, can't explain it. If you ain't about ascension, you can't hang with us. I'm surrounded by elite of extraordinary gentlemen. Daily divination from the godliest affiliates. Dr. Sabi, save me. Do my affirmations daily. See me deep with the reishi. Pussy steaming with the Reiki. What else? If you find yourself aligned in a moment of chaos, just breathe.
Cut ties like umbilical. Corporate slave no more. I started at 0. Now I'm living my ritual. Imperial, serial entrepreneur. Invested in herbs, give COVID a cure. Flip the equity, arsenal of artillery. Bitch, I'm ready for war. Big God energy, planetary shifter. Every day more plays. Reactionary niggas is on delay. Still waiting, acting so scary. While we skating like the parking lot's vacant. Bury artifacts, almanacs is ancient. Taking land back and we ain't waiting patient. Harvesting power pieces. Ruins rebuilt with telekinesis. Tesla blackout, same color as Jesus. Doors lift like Pegasus.